Hello, my name's Andrew, and today we're talking about the pros and the cons of hemp versus leather for barefoot sandals. So these are the Totem Alpha Black Bear. This one's the leather version. It's my all-time favorite barefoot sandal. And this is the hemp version, which I also use a lot at certain times. Basically, I find that leather works best when it's hot and dry because it keeps your foot a little bit cooler, but it's a little less ideal when it's wet because the leather tends to get a little bit slippery and slimy, and then you don't have quite as much traction going up and down steeper hills. Although Totem's strap system is the best that I've ever tested. I love it because it's got a Hirachi thong in the front to keep your foot from moving back and forth, and then this strap here is adjustable, so if you move it more towards the back, it creates a really secure lockdown around your ankle, and if you're more casual, then you can just slide it towards the front to create almost like a slip-on style. But still, the hemp is definitely better for wet terrain because the weave gives you a lot more texture which your foot can grab onto, and the fibers tend to absorb a little bit of water instead of pulling it up on the top like leather. So hemp totems are definitely the way to go if you're in a really wet climate. Although for creek wading, we're just constantly getting the sandal completely wet, I think synthetic is still a good option because it just dries almost instantly. But if you do want to go with natural hemp for creek wading, the thing to know is that it just holds on to water a little bit longer and takes a bit longer to dry, but it's not a big deal. One other difference with leather is that it tends to be just a little bit more protective. Like, these are fairly thin sandals, they're around 5 millimeters, but they do feel a little bit more protective with that extra firm layer on top, whereas hemp gives you a little bit better ground feel due to being thinner, and that also adds some flexibility and agility if you're doing faster stuff, you know, trail running. But I think part of it is that I just beat the living tar out of my original Totem Alpha Black Bear leather sandals, so the Vibram rubber has just gotten a little bit harder with time. One last consideration is that leather tends to be a little bit more durable, especially around the edges, whereas if you tend to scuff the front of your sandals on rocks, it can start to unravel the hemp fabric over time. So yeah, those are the pros and the cons of hemp versus leather barefoot sandals. But if you'd like to support the channel, you can shop with the referral links down below, browse and filter more products with the shoe finder tool at my website barefootwear.org, or watch my zero drop transition video to learn more about barefooting. Finally, if you have a question about hemp versus leather or about barefoot sandals in general, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Peace!